We're back talking about the art and science of longevity, and the #1 focus for many of us should be our brain health.
That's right. I got with the experts to craft my latest article about brain health in a hyperconnected world. And I found out about a phenomenon called busy brain syndrome.
Joining us again is the author of The Busy Brain Cure, board-certified physician, Dr. Romie Mushtaq. Thank you so much for sticking around, Dr. Romie.
Gail, Brody, it is wonderful to be here with you. And I actually would say the #1 thing everyone should be doing for longevity is their brain, yet most of us choose the gym.
It's true, we do choose the gym.
Right. Seems like we should do both, right? So tell me, what does this constant exposure to our digital devices do to our brains? Like, I grew up in a time right before smartphones, so I kind of like got used to it. Like, tell me, especially with these new generations, like just all the time.
Well, Brody, it's actually all of us. So I'm a little bit older than you. I'm going to call myself your Dr. Auntie here. And I grew up at a time in medical school when our medical textbooks, computers didn't exist, were kind of wider than the height of your head and carrying those around. And what we know back then, adult onset ADD or ADHD wasn't even a real diagnosis back then. But when you look at the medical literature, the more we started to use computers and handheld devices and iPads and now multiple screens, we were rewiring our brains, and that constant overstimulation of that circuitry in your brain is now actually reaching to cause low focus, low attention span, less than 9 seconds, and for many adults who were fine in childhood, now we have adult onset attention deficit disorder.
So can we flip the script, doctor? Can we
Yes.
slow down our brains and find the calmness?
It is. I've been researching this since the pandemic because have you noticed nobody wants to be told to eat berries and breathe to refocus again?
Yes.
It just wasn't helping. And then we get confused with all the supplements that we see on our Instagram ads. And so I wanted to get to the actual solution. In the Busy Brain Cure, you see that I asked a company that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, their executives to do one thing: put down all digital devices 60 minutes before bedtime. No smart TV, no laptop. You're looking a little panicked, Gail.
I am. I'm
Yes.
starting to twitch here a
Like,
little.
I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the key is to find other things to keep your hands and your brain busy. I wash the dishes and take my dog for a walk because with soapy, greasy hands, I'm not going to touch my phone, right? And so you find things to keep yourself busy. And what we found was that not having that light in front of your eyes, especially blue light, will actually then calm down the stress hormone levels in the brain, and it allows healthy hormones like serotonin and melatonin, your sleep good and feel good hormones, to rev up again. So now you actually are loving the person that's in your home again instead of being low-key annoyed with them.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm as guilty as anyone of being up late on my phone and looking at it. So tell me, like, I hear all this like hubbub about blue light and stuff like that, those wavelengths, you mentioned it. Are like those glasses effective? Do those work? Like,
I've got a little bit more bad news from Dr. Auntie for you today,
no.
Brody.
No.
Yeah. So first of all, it's the entire light spectrum that will disrupt our eyes. So if somebody's really sensitive to sleep, we actually say dim all the lights in your home an hour or two before bedtime. But the blue light, especially, the blue light blockers in clinical research can reduce headaches when you're sitting at work in front of the screens, but it still does not prevent that phenomenon of your feel-good and sleep-good hormones of plummeting. And we really want to protect that at night. And by the way, here's another pro tip could I give you? Melatonin isn't going to work long term. I only give melatonin to my executives that may be traveling cross country for 3 to 7 days. If you start taking melatonin and you're looking at your phone or your devices, you're actually rewiring your brain to say, stay awake, start stressing and obsessing all night again. So we actually in the book recommend other supplements. Obviously talk to your doctor before you start any new regimen, but we actually do that. And in 7 to 10 days of starting these supplements and doing the digital detox, people transform. They get off of sleeping pills that they've been on for years.
Yeah, we have about a minute left, so that's what I wanted to ask you. And I know this was something that Brody was curious about too, is that there is a way through your book to move away from all the prescription medications that really don't work, because we are a sleep-deprived nation.
We're addicted to stimulants all day and sedatives at night, and we want to break that. So you take the Busy Brain test, which is for free. We did in 17,000 people. If you get a score above 30, keep going to week 2. We have a 7-day sleep challenge that is easy for everyone to do, and do it with your family or do it with your team at work. And the third step in all of this one may surprise you both. Actually check your vitamin D3 levels, D as in dog. Even though we are taping this in Florida where we're in sunshine, we all still, from that chronic stress and digital devices, our vitamin D3 levels plummet. And that protects your mood and your ability to focus.
Amazing conversation.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to share this on our website, bloomtampabay.com, and we are thrilled. Dr. Romie joined us for our podcast, The Bloom Health Club, to continue this incredible conversation.
You can stream that full episode anytime on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.